around 7, my devotions, and I try to work out or do some kind of physical activity, shower, and then get started on work around 8:39. If that includes going to the office, I have to leave my house by 8:30. If that is just getting online and starting work, I just need to be online by 9. I usually start before then, but that's at least gives me a guidepost to get started. From there, it's emails, meetings, usually some sort of project or two I'm trying to get done by the end of the day. I often have lots of meetings. I have anywhere from 3 to 6, 7 meetings a day. We do a lot of different projects through Uncover, so I'm just part of a lot of different whether they're committee meetings with volunteers, whether they're with clients on programming or community organizing, whether it's with local leaders or networking. There's just meetings on top of meetings on top of meetings usually. And then in between all that, I try to do emails, and as I said, try to get a project or two done. I have an ongoing to-do list that I never get to the bottom to. But I try to do the top 3 of them. If I can, knock off at least 3 things on my to-do list every day, I feel accomplished. I'm one of those guys that likes to cross off things, or I get joy in just marking off something's done. So, and then I usually try to get that done with work about 5:30. I have a bad habit of working at night, so oftentimes I'll go home and eat or relax, and then try to do an hour or two of work at night before I go to bed around 10, 11, and then start all over the next day. I would like to get better at not working at night. That is one personal goal I have, but sometimes it needs to happen. Sometimes I just enjoy working. I enjoy what I do, so it's not too hard for me to work more than 8 hours a day. And that is a day in the life for me. So features of the organization in general is we help a lot of people in a lot of different ways. Our nonprofit connects people and organizations to other people and organizations that make impact. It's literally connecting people, driving them to action, and then making change through that action. And we found out, you can positive change in your society through a lot of different opportunities, a lot of different just activities, and everyone's different. Everyone wants to make change in a different way, or has different strengths or weaknesses or passions or interests, and so we try to not say no to any of that and find ways of helping them make that change or make that impact they're looking for. So knowing that every day is a little different, every day is helping people in different ways, it's pretty exciting and purposeful. As far as the atmosphere, it's nice because I think I've been able to surround myself with people who have great hearts. We might have different minds, we definitely have different backgrounds, and that's good. That you need that diversity in thought, diversity in culture, and diversity in just in general to be a fully inclusive and understanding organization. But one thing that the thread that keeps all my staff members, my interns, my board directors, my committee, advisory council members, is that we all share a heart for helping, and that is. We all have that same beat inside of us, and so that's really what makes the atmosphere one of working together, one of inclusion, and one of meaning. And so I like working. I like going to work, and it's because I found a job I like to do. Most interesting. There's lots of things. If I had one that stands out, is probably that managing people are so different and unique, and trying to get you know, trying to get a group of 10 people to come together and share resources and money and time and power toward a common cause or a common good is hard. And you have all these different personalities that you have to deal with. I love I call it soft touches and killing them with kindness. If I get frustrated, or you have people who have maybe, what's the word? More direct attitudes, more passionate attitudes, or can just be jerks at times. Handling that and doing it in a way that doesn't call them out but calls them in is something that's very, unique, challenging, but it's something that is a skill set that I've grown and have evolved over time, but one that I'm continuously just always kind of like, people are different, and trying to, it is what it is. So I think that's probably the main obstacle and just challenge that I face.
What do you love about your job?
Oh, that I share love. I think we're on this earth to be happy, and for me, the greatest happiness I get is when I'm giving love or I'm receiving love. And so that's actually why I started the nonprofit was, every act of service, volunteerism, donation, relationship, just mentoring, this time, that's all an act of love. And I get to not only do that myself, but then help others do it and connect people to it. And again, it comes in a lot of different shapes and sizes and ways, but man, I'm creating love, and it makes me happy. Oh man. Okay, yeah. So it was almost 8 years ago. I was 26. I was a sports reporter at the time, an editor actually, and I went to Mizzou and got my journalism degree, and I came back and was living that life, and I enjoyed it. I was doing what I wanted. I had money. I had my own place, living downtown. It was enjoyable, but I was missing something. I was missing purpose, and so I went looking for it. My faith led me to volunteer. As I said earlier, there's no greater gift than giving love, and I wanted to experience that and experience it very authentically. And so I went looking to volunteer, and I found it hard to do. You can go to large ones, and we can go to Habitat or Harvesters, but those really small ones, those medium-sized ones where your 2 hours could be 2 months worth of work, where you get to see firsthand some of the challenges and obstacles that these people face or that you're helping overcome. And I found that really hard to go find. I found it hard to go find for me where I lived at downtown. I found it hard to find for my schedule. I found it hard just to get connected. And so after 2 months, I gave up. I stopped trying. And I remember coming home on a Saturday morning, the first Saturday of 2013, it's snowing outside, and me and my buddy are driving to my apartment downtown, and we passed this line of people just standing out, and there obviously were people living that didn't have homes, and they were waiting to go into this building. And so I was like, let's just stop the car, go in, ask if we can help. I don't know what's going on in there, but there's something, and I'd like to help. So we went in, asked if we could help serve, and they were actually serving food that morning, and they were like, absolutely. And so we helped make a meal, we helped prepare a to-go meal, and we served over 300 people in need that morning. It was very powerful, very real. They had a panic room in case fights broke out, and just giving someone the essentials as simply as a hot meal and then clean up afterwards that filled my heart. That's what I was looking for. That's what I wanted. And then what changed me was two 6-year-old kids walked through the line, and they had their multiple coats on, and they had, snow in their hair. Remember that? And I remember their fingernails had dirt underneath it. And I was just like, man, these kids, they don't have a home. They don't have food. They don't have water. They don't have a home. And the little boy asked for an extra piece of candy. We had like those Snickers, and he asked for an extra piece for his sister. And I had one bag for like 300 people, so I'm only supposed to give one. And I ended up just pouring as much as I could into their bags, and they went nuts. Kids and candy, I go nuts for candy. So, but just the fact that I give joy for like 10 seconds to someone that maybe just needed it a little bit more, that's what changed me. And I was like, this is what I want to do all the time. Like, this is the feeling I want. This is what I've been missing. And so I went and volunteered every weekend for the next 4 months, as many different places as me and my friend could find. We would look it up during the week. We'd call them, email. If they didn't pick up, we'd just show up and say, we're here to help. And by the end of the 4th month, the idea came, what if you helped other people do the same? What if you just connected and built that bridge between those who wanted to help and those who needed the help? And think of the impact you can make then, instead of just two guys running around doing whatever. So that's where Uncover was born, April 2013. The idea was simply like Match.com volunteerism, just connect people with organizations and make it as easy as possible to get involved. And then it grew into programming and grew into consulting for volunteer management and nonprofits. It grew into community organizing and leading community-wide efforts, and which we're at now today, which we do all that, and we make change, and we help people just like that six-year-old boy. We help them every day, just in a lot of different ways. And so that is how Uncover was born, and that's how I'm here right now.